Hello everybody. This is my third time trying to take this video because of technical difficulties. I guess I could say that this is the first real video on my channel. I kinda just posted that first video to try to wake people up, you know, because people don't really just listen unless there's something big and crazy in front of them. But I've noticed that even with the state that Earth and humanity has gotten to, people still like try to deny it or block it out. It's weird. I don't understand it. I understand why, I know why, but I guess I've always been a person who has a lot of imagination. I just always had a sense of wonder, so it just kind of hurts me to see people deny these things when they're real and right in their face. But again, I know exactly why. But yeah, here's the first real video of the channel. I'm gonna start with I'm gonna talk about, you know, good, evil, what is divinity, or light and darkness, and religion. First thing I want to say, darkness and evil are two different things, okay? That's something that I feel like needs to be stated first, okay? I'll explain later. But I'm going to start with religion and stuff like that. I'm explaining this pretty vague, but there's a thing in the universe, or a living, conscious thing, and it's a big thing of energy. He's very bright, very light, very positive, just energy. And every single one of us, every single thing, every universe, planet, everything contains his energy. But he is the source, and it's so big you can't even fathom, or deep and everything, you can't really fathom it, at least not with the third dimensional brain. But he's beautiful. People refer to him as prime creator, prime energy, source energy. There's a lot of different names for it. Him, her, it, but it doesn't really matter what you call it, honestly, but I tend to call him prime energy, source energy, you know, just for future reference. So there's a lot of other planets and universes. Earth, where we are, is a relatively new planet. Yes, it's been around for a bit, but compared to the other universes and planets, it's very new. I'm going off of my own like visions, what I was shown. I can't really remember entirely every detail, because again, this is stuff that is very hard to fathom with the third dimensional mind. And again, like, there's other parts of the vision that I can't entirely remember that greatly, because there's bigger parts that I need to focus on that have to do with my present and the future, this golden age, a lot of stuff. But pretty much, humanoid beings, there's a lot of them. They came from the same planet. I believe it's Vera in the beginning. Correct me if I'm wrong, because again, I literally was shown like millions of years in the past, my present, millions of years in the future. Like, it's a lot. We all came from that planet, but you know, different like tribes or packs or whatever, groups of humanoid beings went to other planets and universes, etc., etc. So there were Syrian beings. I'm just telling you what I was shown, what I know. There's more to this that I can't entirely remember, but I'll remember it eventually, don't worry, or I'll just read about it to jog my memory. I know about Egypt because my ancestry, soul ancestry, is ancient Egyptian. But pretty much they came to Earth and they started to do an experiment. They got more humanoid beings to start being created here, which is, you know, us. Sorry about the finger cracking, I do it without thinking. If that bothers you, I'm sorry. But pretty much they did like a experiment to see, you know, light versus evil, and in their mindset they believed, you know, light would prevail over anything, even negativity, even evil. But as you can see where we're at right now, and it got to a point where they decided to intervene because it was getting that bad here, but that's a whole nother video. But yeah, pretty much source energy, you know, humans are here, whatever. He started breaking off little pieces of himself, like little gods. I don't necessarily like to call them gods or aliens, extraterrestrials. I may use those terms just as a layman's term, but they're really not. They're more like our brothers and sisters or cousins or something like that, because we have the same abilities as them. We just don't believe so, but that's another video. Sorry. So anyway, he broke off little parts of himself to become gods, and this is what you would equate religions to, I guess. So like in Egypt, there was Ra, and, you know, Hathor, Isis, Sekhmet, Osiris, Horus, you know, a bunch of people. Those are my ancestry. But anyway, sorry. You know, that was in Egypt. Then in Greece, you know, he had Zeus and the rest of them. And then Christianity has Jesus and all of them. The reason why there's all these different religions is because, let's think about human nature. People tend to, you know, push away things and not listen to things and just try to attack things and destroy things that aren't like them, that they don't understand. So, and you know, since he's the creator, he knows that, so he broke off different parts of himself for different cultures to get that message through. If you listen, or if you notice, I'm so sorry. If you notice, with a lot of religions, there are some core factors in every single one of them. Better yourself, grow spiritually, do positive things for others, you know. Those are pretty much the main three things. There's other things, but that's pretty much the main core concepts of every religion. Now, cultures will add their little things to it, but that's what this stuff was created for. These beings and entities are real, but the problem is, you know how humans are. They saw these events, but then, you know, some of them, or a lot of them, wrote down what they saw, but they changed it, you know, to benefit themselves or an organization they were in, etc., etc. You know, humans corrupt things for their own benefits. But yeah, because... So that's why I'm saying throw religion out the window. These deities are real, but again, they're not the way you think they are. Now that I got that out of the way, let's talk about divinity. What is divinity? And sin or evil. So divinity is not like... Let me start with what's not evil. Sex is not evil when it's done right and it's consensual. Before I get into that, actually, I want to talk about religion and how they really did just change things. Like, if you notice, a lot of the things they call sins, or a good amount of things they call sins, are natural human nature things. You know, like touching yourself, having negative emotions, you know, being different, stuff like that, you know. That's not how divinity is. That's not how the gods feel. That's not how angels feel, etc., etc. That was cute, wasn't it? They love us. A lot of these things we do are natural things, and then now I'm going to go into what evil and sin is and isn't. Having sex consensually in the proper ways is not a sin. That means, like, you know, if you have a partner who consents, you're good. If you're married or not, as long as they consent and you guys love each other or whatever, like everybody's on board, there's no deceit or hurt or whatever else, you're good. That includes kinky things. You know, it turns into a sin when, you know, you're cheating on people behind their back. When you start, you know, forcing people to do sexual things. When you disregard people or trick people. You know, like... sins are created by action and intent. So just having feelings isn't bad. So let's use this for example. Violence and murder. You know, just thinking about doing that, as long as you don't get like overwhelmed by it, you're good. As long as you don't get like overwhelmed by it and dwelling on it, you know, it's fine. If you let it pass and you think about hurting somebody or something, you're good. That's called an emotion. That's called being hurt. That's called being angry. These things are here for a reason and they are natural. It turns into a sin when you start actually going like, okay, fuck this person. I'm gonna actually go do this. You know, that's where it becomes a problem. But just suppressing or denying an emotion you feel is not good. You know, like what creates a sin or evil is when you do something bad, it hurts somebody, and when you put your own well-being in front of others while sacrificing theirs. That could be emotional, physical, mental, whatever. That's what creates a sin. It's not just what you do, it's why you do it. And, you know, just selfishness. Selfishness is what creates sin. And being inconsiderate is what creates evil and sin. Deceptions, lies, losing your integrity is what creates sin, not being human. Now, let's go into light and dark. There's as humans, we have duality. Duality is, or we suffer with duality. Duality is, you know, we all have a light side and a dark side of ourselves. Duality is when you try to choose only one to rule you in your thoughts. Now, duality is not a good thing. Like I said, and that's why a lot of us, you know, tend to feel frustrated or painful or stressed or whatever else. What we need to, we have, you know, shadow selves and like our light self or whatever you want to call it. What we need to do is unify the two. Oh my God. I have a little bit of a sinus infection right now. But what you need to do is unify the two, because again, we are dual beings. We are your face. We have two sides of us, and we have even more sides. We have higher selves, multidimensional selves, parallels. We are multidimensional beings, and we are both sides. Our darkness exists for a reason. It tends to be like an alarm system. It can either be an alarm system to tell us, you know, something's not going on right, something's gonna hurt you, you know, like, and what you should do in that moment is look at it logically. Think about, why am I feeling this way? What is going on? Can I do any? And then think about your end goal. Like, you could explode and go off on somebody and make them feel horrible about themselves. Or you could take it inward and cut yourself or hurt yourself or cry. Crying's okay, but you know what I mean. You know. But if you look at what you're feeling and ask yourself, why am I feeling this? And then look at your end goal and look at the behavior you want to make and ask yourself, you know, is this going to bring me closer to my end goal? Is this what I want? Is this going to help me or hurt me? Then taking your light self, which is, you know, love and happiness and, you know, care and love for people. Some people might watch this and be like, oh no, that's not me. But it is. We all have this within us. And some of us just need to awaken to it. I'm going to make a playlist and stuff to help people with that. You know, meditations and things like that. Because I used to be really bad. But that's going to be another story or another video. But we have, you know, the light, compassionate side. Some of us might only feel that for one person or something, but it is there. And then that dark side. Another thing that the darkness is there for is to tell us our own weaknesses and what we need to work on. You know, what do we need to fix about ourselves? So yeah, there's a picture and it shows all the chakras and stuff, you know, like crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral root. And then around all the chakras, there's like a light snake and then like a dark snake. Now you can't just live with one snake. You have to harmonize these snakes, or light, dark selves. You know, you can't just be all light, all dark. No, you're gonna feel these things. They're there for a reason. But it doesn't mean they're bad. It's only bad when you let them take over you and you don't try to change it or anything. But again, salvation is always there. It's not something that you just lose the, what's it called? The, what's the word? You don't lose that chance, I guess. There's another word. It began with a P, but I can't remember. Privilege. It's not something that you get a privilege for. No, we all have the chance for salvation. It turns inward to, when do I want to save myself? When do I want all this misery and negativity to end? You have to ask yourself that, you know? Oh man, brightness. I feel like I forgot some, oh yeah, Divinity. Oh no, I already talked about that. Yeah, next time I make videos, I'm definitely gonna write this stuff down so it's not a train wreck like this video was. I'm also gonna include a video of how I used to be in my own awakening experience, you know? Because none of us are perfect. And none of us know everything. Even me, when I know like the future and stuff, like I still don't know everything. I'm a teacher, but I'm also a student. We all are gonna learn together. You know, everybody learns from each other. I feel like I forgot something. I said I was gonna talk about religion, divinity, good, evil. Okay, another thing, you know, you could be divine and still be edgy or whatever. I am. I still love to draw like creepy graphic things. I still love to listen to like dark wave and screamo and, you know, just heavy music, you know. You know, it doesn't mean you have to give that stuff up. Oh hell no. No way. That's still a part of us. It's your actions which make you evil. It's when you take it from being a creative work or a ventilation or, you know, journal or whatever else, talking about it, when you turn it from that into actually hurting somebody or, you know, yeah, just hurting somebody, that's when it turns evil. But again, redemption is always around the corner. It's not something that you just lose. Well, thank you for hearing me ramble. Again, I'll have a way better format next time I take the video. But I hope this kind of helped you guys understand some things. Like, another thing I want to say is like source energy, the universe, all these gods in these religion, your angels, everybody, they do love you. No matter what you've done, they're always around you, trying to help you. You know, a lot of people will hear like, or see synchronicities, like the same time all the time, like 11:11 or 4:44 or 12:21. You know, those are synchronicities. Those are called angel numbers. When you see that kind of stuff, look up that number, an angel number, and you'll find that it is applicable to you. They might, they might play a song and you hear something and it has to do with what you're doing or thinking. You might get an urge to, like a thought, to do something, and then you turn around and you're like, you do it and you're like, oh shit, all this other cool stuff's happening because I did this one little thing. That's such a coincidence. No. They're always here helping you, always. It's just your choice whether or not to listen to them, but they do love you unconditionally. If you feel like you are alone, you are not. They're always with you, always, always. Even if you can't see or feel them, if you don't have these synchronicities, that's just a sign you need to open up and start looking around you, being more observant. There's a lot more signs and stuff, but I'll make that into another video. But yeah, thanks for watching my train wreck. Maybe I'll redo this video later, who knows. But blessings and positivity to everybody. I love you all.